There was a trend a while ago where YouTubers of all sizes and colors were revisiting the 12-inch Apple MacBook. Considering that I own an absolute unit of a laptop, the 16-inch M1 Pro MacBook Pro, I thought, why not to take a look at the smallest one too?
I'm a follower.
Have you ever liked something very much, but at the same time you knew for sure that the thing you adore is completely useless? That's exactly how I feel about this illegally small laptop here. It's not completely useless though, but we'll get there. The touchpad is nice. The screen is good. The sound, well, there are speakers and they produce sound. Not much else to say about that. The laptop is very small and light, and this is probably what I like the most. It is so small that I have to squeeze my laps for it to stand. It is so light that I sometimes have to check my backpack to make sure it's still there. You just throw it in, and it's always with you. You can work from places you probably never expected you could. The casing feels so nice and good that there is a constant urge to close the lid every once in a while, or ruffle it in my hands just to appreciate how nice the thing is. I like how it looks and how it feels. I just want to carry it around everywhere. I want to have it with me always. Having such a small and light laptop gives a lot of freedom I never knew I needed. But sadly, that's it. There is nothing more to this laptop beyond how it looks, feels, and how light it is. The performance is bad for sure. It takes forever to open or run anything. Just for fun, I run an empty project in Android Studio, and it took almost 5 minutes before I saw Hello World on my phone. Didn't even bother to try running emulator. Of course, I didn't expect it to handle coding at all. I was just curious how bad it will be. Other tasks are extremely slow too. You can do some Word documents if you're patient enough to wait for Word to open, and you can watch some YouTube on it. And I might say, go for it, if you only need Word and YouTube. But there is one thing that makes the laptop completely impossible to use. The keyboard. I expected the keyboard to be bad, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. For starters, that narrow function row looks very stupid. The travel is very shallow. It just doesn't feel right. Every time I try to type along as text, it's just infuriating. It's unusable for me. Pure frustration at your fingertips. Now I could start talking about battery life, which is also mediocre, and continue elaborating on the fact that it's still possible to do some light work on it, like Word or YouTube mentioned before, or going through some PDFs, but it doesn't make sense. The keyboard destroys the laptop entirely. It's bad.
The worst
Keyboard.
ever made by any country, I think, in the world.
Funny thing I noticed. Though it is very slow and the keyboard is trash, the laptop still feels reliable. I can leave it in my backpack for days, open the lid, and everything is exactly how I left it. And it lost maybe a couple of % of charge. There is no Windows laptop that can pull something like that. That purchase wasn't in vain though. I learned a couple of things from it. Now I know for sure that I'm in love with small laptops. I had my suspicions when I was lugging around my Surface Pro, but now I'm completely sure that I love small laptops that I can take with me everywhere. That's freedom when I can just toss the computer into my tiny backpack, go somewhere in a park, sit on a bench, and create something nice while being outside. Yeah, that kind of freedom is addictive. So I'm probably switching to a 13-inch MacBook Air when the M4 chips arrive. And if 12-inch gets resurrected on Apple Silicon, it's an instant buy for me. But it's probably never happening. I wish it would though. Thank you for watching.